Hello, everyone. You are listening to Your Palm Beach Guide with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. Today, we are joined by our special guest, Frank Steinhart. Hello, hello.
How are you?
We are so excited to have you, but everybody, you know that we jump in real quick with a quick bio, and then we go right into our interview. So here is a little bit about Frank. He was in the entertainment and news producer industry for 25 years in the Hispanic television networks, Univision and Telemundo. Percy Steinhart, his brother, brought him to Stubbs Wootton almost 15 years ago to oversee the production of The Slippers, working very closely with the creative team and the factories in Spain. It's been great living between Miami and Palm Beach, growing up in Caracas, Venezuela in the late 60s and early 70s, where he spent most of his summers in Palm Beach. So it's great coming back here and being part of the retail community. It has also given him great insight to the history of Palm Beach Island. So Frank, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am so
Thank you for the introduction.
Oh, of course. Well, and the fact that you have history on Telemundo. I mean, I'm going to just jump in. Tell me about that. What is that about? I never knew that about you.
Thank you. Yes, for 25 years, I was a producer of various news magazine shows and newscast and entertainment shows.
Oh, my gosh.
For the two top Hispanic networks. And then at one point, that was very entertaining.
Right.
Because I was at very strategic times in the Hispanic community, especially in the news world and also in the entertainment world.
Did you do that right out of school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Although my educational background is totally different because I graduated from hotel and restaurant management.
Oh my gosh.
At FIU, But again, life takes different turns, and I always wanted to be in the film industry and the television industry. So this basically, opened.
Yeah.
I had this opportunity, and I took it, and I was with it for 25 years.
Wow.
And it was really the birth of Hispanic television to what has become today.
Wow.
So I did see the starting career of a lot of entertainers from Gloria Estefan, Miami Sound Machine, to Cheyenne, to everybody, Ricky Martin, et cetera, and also be at the helm of major news events in Latin America, which always the Hispanic networks focused, and we're also, on all the Hispanic issues and Latin American issues. So it was very entertaining.
Wow, 25 years, though. That's a long time.
25 years, I know. I don't want to date myself.
No, but I mean, it's incredible that you went to school for hospitality, transferred into entertainment, and then it seems like now you're in luxury retail.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about Stubbs Wootton. I mean, you guys are a pillar on Worth Avenue.
Yeah, well, basically, my brother, Percy Steinhart, created Stubbs Wootton over 35 years ago.
Okay.
It was created in 1993. And he always had a passion for the English velvet slipper, which was originally an Edwardian slipper that the men used to wear when they got home.
Right.
They would take out the boots, et cetera, and then they would cuddle up and put on the velvet slipper. Later on, it became the tuxedo slipper. And so he always loved this type of shoe. And he had the opportunity at 35 years ago, working for another company in Spain, he had the opportunity to create his dream footwear.
Oh, my goodness.
And from then on, it just became a really, he took the traditional English velvet slipper but gave it a twist, and doing fun embroideries, because traditionally people would do their monograms and their family crests. He took it into doing, all kinds of fun embroideries to our iconic college Screw You.
Yes, that's my favorite slipper.
Everybody loves that slipper. And also working with different fabrics and, especially needlepoint.
Needlepoint.
Which a lot of women also at that era would needlepoint their husband the slippers. So we were able to do it on a commercial level. And my brother had had been living in for a long time in Palm Beach.
Okay.
We have a little bit of a Palm Beach history in my family.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about it. You said you spent your summers in Palm Beach.
Yes. Growing up in Latin America, we would come here in the summer, and we would spend a month in Palm Beach because we had some relatives that encouraged family members, different family members, to come from different parts of the country and different parts of the world. And we would rent apartments here, specifically at the Ocean Towers, which is still around.
Nice.
And so that really gave me, to me, Palm Beach, it became like a second home.
Right. What was it like?
It was wonderful.
Oh,
It
my
was
goodness.
seeing the birth of the Royal Ponciana Way, which at the time it had Gucci, FAO Schwartz, et cetera, and then, seeing the original Lily Pulitzer in Worth Avenue, and the original Taboo, and
How amazing.
It was a lot of fun. And Palm Beach, again, it was interesting because when we would come, most of the stores were closed because it was in the summer. It was off season.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
But my brother made, made Palm Beach at the time his second home. And back, as time went on, he created the brand, and he was living in Palm Beach, so he created Stubbs Wootton Palm Beach.
Oh, that's
because
beautiful.
the brand was really born in Palm Beach. And the first store, and our flagship stores have always been on Worth Avenue.
Okay.
The original store was a little walk-up on Via Mario, which is now Via Newsom. And then we moved into Via Parigi, and now we moved into our wonderful location right next to the Everglades, right on the avenue. It's a freestanding store, and I take a lot of pride in the
Absolutely.
store. The store is absolutely amazing.
Well, and tell me a little bit about the name, Stubbs and Wootton. What is
Well, the name is funny because, our last name is Steinhart, so that was not that attractive. And he always loved the compound British names like Turnbull and Nasser and Mark and Spencer, et cetera, et cetera. So he came up with these two horse printmakers. One of them was George Stubbs, and the other was something Wootton.
That's awesome, though.
So, but basically, he played on with those two names, and it's funny because a lot of times people will say, "Oh my God, yes, of course, I bought your shoes in London."
Oh, wow.
So he did create, and obviously, making Palm Beach his home, I think. We're one of the very few iconic Palm Beach brands.
Right.
I think Lily Pulitzer is another one, and Lily was a good close friend to Percy. So, so I think that is wonderful, and being able to, after many years, to come back, and I've been with the company for 15 years, and be able to live here and also be very much involved with the avenue and the community.
Right.
So it's wonderful.
And you're the president of the Worth Avenue Association as well.
Yes,
Shout out to Worth Avenue Association.
Yes, it's an amazing honor.
Right.
It's an amazing honor and a very big responsibility. But we are basically a marketing arm for the merchants that are members on the avenue, and we also work very closely with the city and all the issues, and we kind of lobby.
You do.
For the
Absolutely.
benefits.
Right.
So it's very nice. And then, we have several events in the year, like the Worth Avenue Christmas tree lighting, which every year becomes much
bigger
more
and bigger.
And it's a beautiful event because it's a community event.
It is.
And then, we have our famous pet parade, which is also very iconic. And then we have our Kentucky Derby.
Right.
So our Sunday hat parade, there's always something going on.
Which is good.
Yeah.
And very community focused, which
Very
I really
much.
appreciate
Very much.
for that.
Yes.
I want to talk about real quick. You mentioned in Spain. Do you guys still work over there too?
Yes.
Okay.
We've been manufacturing in Spain our slippers for the same factory for the past 30 plus years.
Oh my goodness.
So, and it's a handmade shoe, and we basically everything is done in Spain, and then we export it we import it and we bring it here to the United States.
Gosh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Honestly, everything about your slippers, I just know that when I started at the chamber and I kept seeing all these shoes that I was like, what in the world? Like, what are these? And then I asked Doug and just everybody around town, they're like, oh, those are my Palm Beach slippers. And I was like, oh, okay. And now I'm fortunate to have a pair and I wear them all the time.
Well, great.
So seriously, everybody needs to go out and get a pair of Stubbs Wootton slippers. But real quick, you're listening to your Palm Beach Guide with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce, and our special guest today is Frank Steinhart with Stubbs Wootton. And I want to announce breaking news. We are excited to announce that Stubbs Wootton is our 2025 Palm Beach Guide cover for this upcoming year. So, announcement, surprise, you will see the beautiful guide cover very, very soon. It actually dropped today at our breakfast. So please talk to Frank about everything about this cover. But walk me through, what were your thoughts when we approached you about this cover? Were you like, this is crazy?
We were honored. We were very grateful, especially my brother. And, I'm talking on his behalf. And again, especially for him,
right.
Because I think this is an amazing tribute to his legacy,
right?
That he really marked in this community. I mean, if Percy would run for mayor in Palm Beach, he would definitely win because everybody adores him,
right?
And so basically, Palm Beach has always embraced Stubbs and Wootton. We work with all the clubs from the Everglades to the Bath and Tennis to the Sailfish Club to the Beach Club. I mean, we do the slippers for them, and it's a Palm Beach staple.
Right,
I mean,
it is.
like you say, it's funny because someone was telling me one day that they're sitting down at a service in Bethesda.
Oh my goodness!
And then she's like, "I'm looking around and everybody's
in
the slippers." So
You're right.
It is wonderful. So for us to be considered and to be invited to do the cover was an amazing honor.
Well, and I love the cover. Tell
Yes.
me about the creative behind it. What was your team thinking with this?
It's crazy, and we do have an amazing creative team. I just basically, as a producer, I used to produce television. Now I produce shoes.
I love that.
So a producer coordinates, and deals with all the creative geniuses, and try to navigate through
the
and
creative
I'm sure
process.
that you can relate to that.
Gosh, 100%.
You know what I mean? We are coordinators. So when this assignment came, I basically put it on our team. And we have a wonderful team of creative people. We have Justin Irvin, we have Christian, we have Kat, and they all, we all sat down and we brainstormed and we came up with an idea. Luckily, we work with an incredible illustrator called Emmy Ruth, who is brilliant, and she's an incredible watercolor artist who's worked with a lot of interior designers. Her specialty and the way that we discovered her is that she had done some illustrations for a decorator that his estate was being sold. Mario Boata, the famous Mario Boata, his estate was being sold in Sotheby's, and my brother was at the estate at the preview of the auction, and he saw these beautiful illustrations done to really recreate his interiors.
Right.
And Emmy has that incredible vision of recreating beautiful interiors, and her watercolors are absolutely beautiful. And so the idea behind the cover is combining a little bit of our beautiful Palm Beach showroom, because our beautiful Palm Beach showroom has this beautiful trellis type of wallpaper, which is very, very, very Palm Beach.
Yes.
So that is like the border. And then, we wanted to incorporate some elements. And somehow when the first sketch came in, it had an elephant. And I'm like, no, Palm Beach does not have elephants. So why don't we do an alligator?
Right.
And that's where the whole thing turned into the alligator, because
It's
the
so
alligator,
cool.
and then obviously it's surrounded by palm trees.
Right.
And then she had some type of flowers under, and I said, no, let's do coconuts.
Right.
Because this brought the idea of the Providencia
Exactly.
ship.
And the history of
And the
Palm
history
Beach. Beautiful.
of the coconuts and the ship
Exactly.
that landed all the coconuts in Palm
And
Beach,
right.
et cetera, et cetera. I hope I'm telling the story
You are.
correctly.
You completely are. Abbreviated, but it's completely correct.
And so all of a sudden that came around.
Right.
And the idea behind the design was also for us to be able to create a slipper.
Yes.
And this allowed itself to do a crest.
Oh my gosh.
A beautiful crest with the alligator
And
and the palm trees surrounding the alligator. So I'm thrilled the way that everything has come across.
We are
because
so excited.
we have all been working together, with you and with Doug and just in our crazy lives
Right.
that we have to, but somehow it's come together.
It's
the
come
slippers
together.
are spectacular.
And if you came to our launch party on the 13th, you're able to see the slippers in
Right.
person, and then you can also order them if
Yes.
you wish
Yes.
directly through you.
Throughout us, we're gonna have, once the cover is launched,
Yes.
now that the cover has been launched,
Yes.
we're going to be, we're also gonna have them on our website, so you
Beautiful.
can do, and I know they're gonna be very popular because, a couple of years ago, we started creating Palm Beach iconic
Right.
designs.
Right, like the
And
tower, the Worth Avenue Tower.
the clock tower, and then we have the Meisner Fountain, and then we have these a P and a B,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. So, but I know that this one is going to take
Right.
preference over any of the other ones because it's fun.
It is
and
fun.
and we've always had an alligator embroidery because the alligator is so iconic.
It is.
I mean, from the Lacoste to
Oh, of
everything.
course.
And it is.
It's Florida.
It's Florida.
It's Florida.
Florida
is filled with gators.
Exactly.
Like all the time.
It's-
And I love that too, because I think what we both had very clear vision on is the history and focusing on the history of Palm Beach and just history of Worth Avenue and even the history of your company. And I
Right.
think that really shows through the slipper and the
Yeah.
whole entire design. It's
Yeah.
when you first sent it to me, and I just sat there and stared at it. And before I went to anybody else from the team, I just was like, this is probably the coolest project I've been a part of.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
just it's so awesome because it'll be here for a year.
Yeah.
And it'll be highlighted for a
No,
year again and
it's-
distributed and in every room at the Breakers. And plus, it's tangible. You can take home the slippers.
Yeah.
So it's like, and wear the slippers.
Yeah.
And be a part of Palm Beach and the icon of Palm Beach that is, Stubbs and Wootton. So
No.
thank you.
And I have to tell you that guide is so well published. It
Shout
is-
out Passport Publications. Thank you, Rob Kirshner.
No, they're wonderful and they're great to work with, but it's a great little magazine.
Thank you.
It's a great book.
Thanks.
It's a great book.
And hopefully
it's
used as a
beautiful book.
resource to, help with everything. And it's a beautiful publication, like you said.
Yeah.
And it's a coffee style book where
Right.
it's timeless almost.
No, and the support that you have, of all the advertisers and the board and the
Right.
involvement and I applaud the chamber
Thank you.
because it's
Thanks.
incredible. It's incredible. The work that Doug and you do is unbelievable.
Thank
And when you go to those breakfasts,
It's crazy.
It's amazing. All of a sudden,
It's
at
like, here we
7:00
go.
in the morning,
Right.
You
It is.
know, you walk into a wonderful spread,
But
to
it's
a wonderful
early.
buffet, and then the doors open,
It's
and you're in a
magic.
ballroom,
Right.
and one of the most spectacular ballrooms in the world,
right.
And here you are overlooking the ocean. I
It's
mean,
gorgeous.
it doesn't get better.
It doesn't. And
It
we
doesn't.
we are so lucky. I count my blessings because it's like we are so lucky to do what we do.
Yeah.
And we live in this incredible place, and the fact that we get to, I commute from Gardens to the island, and it's this, sometimes I feel like I'm in a movie.
No,
honestly.
I agree with you because we're neighbors.
Right.
I mean, your office is very close to our office, and we have a beautiful setup as well, and I take it for granted. I've
I
been
know, me
doing this
too.
for 15 years, and it's exhausting because
Right.
of the pressure and the tension and
Yes.
all the craziness. But sometimes you need to take a breather.
Take a
and
breather.
luckily, I walk around a lot the island. I live across in North Flagler, and so I love crossing the bridge and walking the lake trails, and it's amazing, and and also walking by the beach. I mean, this morning I was up at 6:30, and now I used to walk at the end of the day, and now I've decided to start in the morning.
Morning is better because the sun is gone at like 5 o'clock. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm a morning workout person too. I'm up early.
Yeah, no, I started now. I started this week.
Oh, good.
And it's wonderful.
It's nice,
it's
right?
Wonderful. I was out this morning. I mean, hoping to see the sunrise, but unfortunately it was very cloudy.
It was so cloudy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, Frank, thank you so much for joining
you.
us and for being our guide cover for 2025.
Thank you so much.
Just incredible. I'm so excited for everyone to see it and experience it. And then please first say your address for the store so they can come see you.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
We are at 341 Worth Avenue.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Please go in, see Frank, see his team. They're all incredible. They will get you the right size. They will sit there and let you, try on every shoe if you need to make sure it is the perfect fit. And sometimes you'll just feel like Cinderella, to be honest with you. So please come and visit. And Frank, thank you again.
Thank you so much.